Welcome to The Loop.
Welcome to the premiere episode, the grand premiere episode of The Loop. So, we are here for our debut, our maiden voyage. It's exciting times.
Yes.
I'm
This
excited. Can you
is
tell?
The Loop. It's a talk show, if you didn't know, about video games. My name is Eric, and I got Mr. Kyle here.
Hey, what's up? That's me.
How's Mr. Kyle?
I'm doing all right. It's
Oh.
weird. I can see myself now because we got new screens.
Fourth wall, man.
Oh yeah.
Fourth wall. It's just different.
Breaking,
Huh.
breaking
You know,
the fourth wall.
It's funny. This is gonna probably be full.
I'm Jeremy, and this is Trevor.
I was
Hi,
just
yeah.
gonna say to my left is Jeremy.
Hi.
It's probably
Jeremy's-
gonna be full of mishaps tonight as we figure out that we forgot to fix the Soundflower thing.
Oh no! Do you want me to run over there and fix it?
Do you know how?
Hey, Pancake. Hey,
I think
Zombie.
so.
Hey, Mutiny. Hey,
Yo,
Jolliver.
guys.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us.
I don't feel
on
as
our,
confident now.
on our debut.
They can't hear us, so talk loud into your
No.
mic.
Yeah.
Talk louder. That fixes it.
Yeah. Kuipers, how's it going over there?
It's
going
that
all right.
well, hey.
Yeah, that well.
This is super awkward.
It's all right. We decided that we were gonna throw Kuipers to the Lions. And he's now officially running the show. So everything that's messed up here is all Kuiper's fault. So
I think it's always.
It's all
I mean,
his
it's
fault.
always his fault. You're right, but
Is that what I
hey,
said?
welcome to the chat, there, Zombie God
Yeah.
and Pancake Batters. It's been a while. Glad you're back. Welcome to the Loop. If you can hear us,
Which you
Can
might
they?
be able to.
can they hear us now?
No.
No. Okay. We're still working on it.
Someone
Yeah,
needs
Zombie
to learn
God
sign
is,
language.
is telling us that he joined the ROTC, so
I know one sign language.
thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service.
Jeremy's doing salutes now. We're off in rocket form here.
Well, we are.
Kyle, talk about something.
Yeah, I was gonna say. You know, one thing
You've
that
been
I
playing
did want to
games
talk
The
about
audio
here
people can still hear.
before we get into some of the games is the fact that this is being a brand new show. You know, one of the big things that I wanted to shout out just from the get-go is thank you to our Patreon folks, because they are 100% behind this show as far as helping us get this on the ground running. Without them, really, we wouldn't have the ability to do this show. And you probably notice in all of our stuff, we don't have any advertisements. So our entire show, our entire venture is listener supported. So we're kind of like PBS in that way, right? Or
No.
NPR.
No, that's
Li-
publicly supported
Yeah, by
I
by the
listeners.
government.
I think they can hear us now.
Yeah,
Can you
Joel
hear
said
us?
it's louder now. It's
Hey!
much better.
I
Yeah.
fixed it.
So yeah, thank you to our patrons who help us
Thanks,
with
Kuipers.
being able to get this show off the ground. Thank you, Kuipers, for getting the audio fixed.
Yeah, Eric
You're,
doesn't get credit. He gets
You're
blame.
you're a champ, I suppose.
Hey, just because I had
Thanks,
to train
guys.
Kuipers
Hey, we trained him on the fly.
and I had to like set everything up on the computer and making sure it works, all that, I forgot one step that shouldn't even be a step. It's something that's broken that you have to fix every week. Anyways. Yes, thank you to our Patreon members. Sorry for that rough stop. I just realized we can't see that stuff.
What's that?
What was that?
Jeremy, what was
that?
that?
Was someone who followed us, I believe.
Hey,
Oh. Oh,
Great
great
There you
stuff.
go.
Hey, great
See?
stuff.
thank
Thank
you for
you.
following.
Kuipers
Yeah.
has a special little thing on his. That's loud.
Hey,
A special
chill out.
thing on his
All right.
monitor that says who it is and all that jazz. So
Yeah,
you
we're
know,
getting
help
there.
give us shout outs for that.
it's things are always going to be a little rocky when we're figuring out. And plus, what's interesting is if you watch or listen to the Tubcast, usually I'm kind of in control of the show, so this is like very hard for me. I'm like
Yeah.
letting go of my
You're
power.
trying to figure
No,
out what to
Eric,
do without having to
and
put half of your
You'll
mind
find a way to
into-
stay in control.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's an insult. I'm going to take it as
No,
an
no,
insult.
I'm just thinking.
and,
I was thinking about how
I'm gonna
the other night we were all playing
I'm gonna
Destiny
be-
together.
I'm going to be very upset now
No,
because
no.
I've just taken that
I'm
as
just-
an insult.
If we take this into how we play video games,
Yeah.
Oh boy.
There you go. Good.
What
Good.
do we
This
do?
show is
How-
a talk
how do
show
we-
no,
about video
that's
games.
what
Yeah.
we're talking about, right? If the four of us playing Destiny together, let's see what happens here. Jeremy and Trevor run ahead and shoot everything.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, do
Yeah.
a bit of that.
That's-
Eric,
Especially
Eric and
Jeremy.
Kyle dies, and Eric stays in the background and shoots things right up into the point where Trevor or I melee them to death.
You know, sometimes I die because I don't have anyone that's there to support.
Hey, I
No,
try
let
and
me-
support people.
Let me explain how Destiny works,
I
Jeremy.
was being pretty honest about it.
No, let me explain. Jeremy has to attempt to get the most kills, which then
No, I don't.
Yes.
and then
Yes.
and gets
Trevor always
no,
gets the
I
most
know,
kills.
but that's because it's a product of you instilling this thing of competition to where Trevor goes, "Holy crap, I'm gonna outdo Jeremy," and
that
then
what happened?
he
Is
goes
that
and just
happen?
like outdoes you, and then I'm just like, screw it, I'm just gonna hang back and let you guys, have fun and do your thing. So that's kind of how it goes down most
Yeah.
of the time.
I'm not. I think you make me sound more competitive than I am.
You're pretty competitive.
Yeah.
You're
Not
secret.
really.
You're closet competitive.
But Eric,
I
you are
do like to
too.
have a decent amount of kills,
I would
but
say
it's
I'm
Kyle's
kinda-
the least competitive.
I'm only competitive like when you're supposed to be, but when you're just playing like together cooperatively, I don't look at the kills as like a sign
Yeah,
of.
who cares who has the kills if you're working together?
I'm
Just
just
make sure that you finish the
But I
mission.
think that you and Trevor both look at it as this is a big deal. Like this is bragging rights.
not
I got.
really.
You always mention how many kills you have though
I
at the
rarely mention it.
end.
Jolliver just
Oh.
said-
The only reason I try and get a decent amount of kills is because I want to feel like I'm contributing to the team.
But
I
you
don't-
usually have double the amount of Jeremy and I.
It's because I usually go after the small guys. I tend to be the DPS guy. I go after the small targets, so
Yes.
you don't have to
He
worry
has a
about
role.
those.
He has a role.
He has a roll.
That's always
We do
how I
have a
play
role.
games. I
Jolliver-
always go after small. and then I
Trevor
go-
Jolliver says that's why he left me in space.
I always carry the fireballs
Sorry,
and do
Jolliver.
all of the mission pieces.
Now, let me tell you about what happened last night when Jeremy was helping me with a mission.
What?
Because I am not far enough in the game where I actually have a sparrow, I was on a mission that takes a long time to get to where you need to go. And Jeremy jumps off in his sparrow.
Why
this
wouldn't
is-
I use what I have?
No, so Jeremy jumps in his sparrow,
I
takes
don't.
off, flies right through a herd of guys, and gets into the place where he's supposed to be. And then he dies where I can't help him because I'm trying to hide behind rocks and not die myself. I finally get into where he is, and he has sat his character down on the ground just waiting for me. And then as soon as I get there, he's gone.
This was me. Shh.
Yeah, that was you.
And this was
Jeremy's
Kyle.
got some Lego sparrows now.
And this is Kyle. Oh, his leg fell off.
No. But I do think when it comes to Destiny, there is like a small fear that you have, Jeremy, that like there's maybe a chance that someone's gonna get ahead of you in that game,
It
and
has
it's
nothing
gonna
to do
make
with
you
that.
really, really sad, and then you're gonna cry.
I think you're projecting.
Oh, am I?
Yeah.
But
Projected.
why would I be projecting? I'm not afraid of someone getting ahead of me. You guys already are ahead
I'm
of
not
me.
either though.
Oh, okay. I just didn't know. It's just the way I figured you played. That's just what I imagine in my head
Yeah.
that drives you. I don't
No.
know. Maybe I don't know what drives you. I guess.
Teddy said that it sounds like I'm explaining multiplayer in Borderlands. I don't know. Is that similar? I
It
didn't
No,
play
it's very
multiplayer.
similar.
yeah.
Yeah.
I love Borderlands.
Very much
Such
so.
a good game.
In fact, there's a lot of crossover between these two games.
Mm-hmm.
I just played in the good old Destiny 2, and I gotta say, you guys, you freaking jerks, you convinced me that I needed to play this game, and now I'm like legitimately hooked.
It is.
That's
on
a
this
great
game.
game. I love it.
I know,
It's a really
but
good
after
game.
And we-
no, but see, you guys made me go back on my principles after the first Destiny game. And I got this one, even though I was like, I don't know if I should trust this. And yeah, now I'm hooked. And
I like that we all keep. No, we openly admit while playing the game it's all about the loot. Like we're just like.
Well, that's why you play Destiny.
I know it's like I gotta go decrypt this Ingram. It's so cool.
I think that I play much more casually. Maybe that's all it is because I'm like, I don't rush into anything. I just kind of take my time. I like scout rifles. I like to kind of shoot from the back. When I'm playing by myself, I clear the room. Like, I take them all out. But when I'm playing with you guys, I feel so challenged to hurry and do it. Because, like, when I play it, all I do is sit back and chill and take them out as they come at me. And, like, when you guys play it, you're both very aggressive and you, like, charge it and you go. And I'm not saying that's a problem. It's just, like, it just is the way I don't play that way. So
I don't play that way either.
I feel like this game
You do play that way, though.
I think
Not by myself.
I think the score of this game pushes you to try to play quickly. Like,
it doesn't, though. It doesn't.
The score?
But the score, the music.
Wait, you play with music?
This game, yeah. It's weird, I know. But but no, I think, for me anyway, the musical score of this game pushes me to like, try to maintain action pace with the music, which is hard to do. But I play both the Crucible and the regular game at the same pace. Like, I don't play them differently.
See, and that's Crucible to me is much more like, this is time to turn it on. This is time to, like, be intentional, be fast, be quick and accurate. Like, I could never play Crucible like I play the rest of that game because I just don't. I wouldn't enjoy it. I would feel too like Crucible. I kind of get my blood pressure up. I would get kind of.
You're good at Crucible.
I know I am, but that's because I'm intentional about because that's the point of that.
Getting going
and it's
at
like
the right time.
The other stuff, it's like I don't see. It's not a challenge to me. It's not like, oh, I need to hurry and kill all these dudes as many as I can get, and I can do it. Like, the only thing I do play is I do focus on, like, critical shots. Like, I do a lot of headshots. But it's not like I don't rush to get all the kills as fast as I can. Like, that's just not a thing. So I think it's just a different gameplay. Yeah. And maybe what we're saying is everybody plays different and it's being interpreted wrongly. But that's by me completely. Completely my fault. I'll admit it. It's completely my fault. I misinterpret it.
See, I play super aggressive, but it's one of those things where I know that I play aggressive and I'm going to die, so I don't get any further ahead of you than these two do.
I think I tend to be like when I'm playing by myself and with certain people, I kind of adapt to who I'm playing with. Because I do just love to just mess around. Like, I used to play Red Dead Redemption with my uncle, and that was like all we did. We just mess around for like hours and hours and hours. It was so much fun. But, like, I think when it comes to, like, especially level-based stuff, I'm just like, well, here's the objective. We're going to do this. And so I don't know. It's not that I don't like to kind of stop and smell the roses or whatever. It's just, especially when I'm in multiplayer, a lot of times I feel like I'm kind of just wasting people's time. So I don't, it's not that. It's just me, being self-conscious.
You feel like you're wasting people's time.
Not necessarily wasting their time, but like they want to do something else. I always feel like they want to do something else because I know I probably like to smell the roses more than most people. But
I do like how the game forces you and a fire team to play at the level of the newest player. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't let you be overranked in a game because someone else on your fire team was higher or way lower. It doesn't, it feels like it's always challenging. The first one, if I went back and played some of the very beginning missions, they were like a cakewalk. This one, if you go back and play the missions, at least where I'm at right now, it still feels challenging, which I like.
But that's maybe because it is scaling more than it used to.
Yes, I mean, I like that they were conscious of that, it seems. So anyway, what else are we doing? I don't know.
Destiny is one of those things where I think it is about, because there is this thing where it drives you to have that power level. I mean, it used to be light, now it's a power level, but you're driven to have these bragging rights. And it's and it is just a time game. That's all it is because last night I realized that so much because I looked at everybody's time and I'm like, oh, of course, Jeremy has like 10 more hours than all of us. That's why his level is higher. And Trevor has so many more hours than me. So that's why his is higher than me. And I think that's one of those things where you don't, I don't know. That's all it is. It's just a time investment. So it's a really good game. It's really addicting. I mean, I do want to do the raids. I want to do the Nightfall Strike. That looks
Right.
really cool. I want to do some of that stuff.
Well, I've already done more than I had done
In the first one.
in the first one because I didn't end up playing any of that stuff last time. We played a couple Crucible matches last night.
Mhm.
What was it a strike that we did, Jeremy? You and I,
No.
or was it a?
We
I
did
can't
just
keep
we just did a mission.
Yeah.
in
No,
the
there was
story
something that
mission.
you, me, and Trevor did.
Oh, we did a strike.
Okay,
But
I can't keep track of how many different types
Ted-
of missions they have.
Teddy
Yeah.
did ask
The
if
raid
we're,
opened today.
if we're going to do a raid, and it did open today. The plan is to do a raid. Hopefully with the 4 of us and then 2 other people, whoever we can scrounge up that are at
Yeah.
the level, because you have to be power level
280.
260 to
no,
280.
you have to be 280.
I
So
thought
it's
that
yeah.
I thought that it was 260 to
It's
280.
260 to 280.
But I looked at it today. It says preferred light level, or that you should be 270, but then it says 260 to 280, but then it doesn't unlock. Oh, rephrase that. It doesn't unlock the ability to have people who are not part of your fire team join you. So the matchmaking part doesn't unlock unless you're at least 280. That's the
Well,
the
yeah, but I
catch.
don't care about that. We're going to get
Yeah.
people that we know to play with us, not
Yeah.
matchmaking. So, unless you wanted to matchmake it, but that's just if
No.
we're rushing. See, and that's the thing is like this game this is the game of this month. Like this is the game we're going to play. There's no
I
reason.
like that they came
There's
out.
no reason for us
that
to
way.
rush and be like, oh, we got to do the raid right now. We got to do
Yeah.
this right now. There's no reason to do that. I know Jeremy wants to do that because he's like obsessive compulsive about.
Well, because
this
I'll do
game.
the raid once a week. I'll do the Nightfall once a week.
Yeah, but yeah.
That's just
I
how
will
I'll play
say-
the game.
Since I fell in love with the Division, this kind of changes my mindset of playing Destiny. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I don't know. I love the Division.
Teddy, yeah, on stream is what I meant to say. Hopefully we do a
Yep,
stream of
yep.
the raid. I don't know when. We talked about doing it Friday. I don't know if that's going to work,
Yeah.
though. I don't know if everybody's
We'll
going to be it.
we'll see if we can all
Two.
get to it. Friday might work.
Yeah, we'll
if
see.
we can all,
Get to 260.
it's a large chunk of it's going to be on.
I told you,
on
just
me.
give me your Xbox
No, I am
account.
not giving you my Xbox account.
I'll have you there.
I mean, let's be honest though. I still have no idea what even half of anything is in that game. There's so many numbers and different things that
Yeah,
are like
currencies.
floating around that I'm like, I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is.
Hey, Treve91,
Hey, what's
welcome
up?
to the show. Not much is up. Just here on the loop, the first episode ever.
They said
And-
guess who this is?
Oh, guess who this is?
I think it's my mom.
Is it
Some-
Jeremy's
is it
mom?
Hi,
Is
Mom.
it someone new? Someone we know?
Trevor. It's Trevor's girlfriend.
Oh, yeah, because she's 91.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
yeah, that's right.
Oh, that makes sense.
That does make sense.
I
hey.
remember
don't-
the birthday party.
We don't know who you are. So
Yeah,
tell
we don't
us.
know. Tell
I
us if we know you.
Speaking
I'm
of
guessing
beautiful-
you have red hair. I'm going to throw that one out there. And Eric's
Trevor.
going to think and figure it out
Okay, I think I know who you are. Hi, Trevor.
because of the E.
It's other Trevor.
Yeah.
It's another Trevor.
How
that
you
I
doing?
know.
Another Trevor.
Thanks for joining us.
Hey, what's up?
All right.
okay.
You know, speaking of games that are coming out this month, why don't we talk about the games that are coming out this
Let's
week?
hit it.
Hey.
Games of the week. We know you can't wait to get your grubby little hands on them.
All right. This is a fun segment
It
where
is.
we talk about the games
Lots
Wait.
of them.
that are coming out
We have segments now.
this
Yeah.
week. We've always had
We've
segments.
always had
No, I know,
segments.
but like,
Just-
I just rem-
let's-
never mind.
Let's reference things.
I do that.
All right. I don't know how
You suck.
we can still do that.
I still have the
We have
power.
sound effects
Referencing
now.
things.
Just because it's a Tubcast doesn't mean we can't.
Yeah.
All right. No, the first one on the list is coming out September 12th, which, what is that? That was
That's,
yesterday.
Yesterday.
So a few of these they came out yesterday. Yes, the first one is Daybreak. Dream Break.
Dream Break.
This is going to be out on the PS4 and Xbox One. And Trevor, what's it about?
Trevor doesn't know.
Is this
I don't
is
know.
this a
He
PS2?
just got the list.
Is this a
I-
PS2 remake or
PS2.
something?
Let me
I
pull
don't know,
up
it's
some
kinda got that
information
look,
on
you know
Dream
what I
Break.
mean?
You mean Nintendo? That's like
Oh,
Super
I guess that's more
Nintendo.
like Super. Yeah, you're
It's
All right,
like
so
a-
it's an adventure set in an alternate post-Cold War USSR, a quirky and unique mix of clashing gameplay genres. Get fingered for murder in Soviet Russia
Whoa.
without actually going there. So it looks kind of platformy.
Yeah. It's like
I don't know, like
Teddy says this is why we love Trevor.
This is like
yeah.
This is the show you're supposed to talk on. You quit. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you're
Trevor,
not on the
come on.
Tubcast
I didn't-
anymore.
Yeah.
Anyways, so Dream Break. Next game that came out is NASCAR Heat 2.
Is that a racing game?
I'm
It's
assuming it is.
indeed a
Cool.
racing
It's
game.
the second version
it's
of
the
the
one
game?
that goes with
Mhm.
Logan Lucky, right?
Yes,
It's
that's
the,
the
it's
one.
the
that goes-
tie-in, the tie-in game.
I remember playing the NASCAR games on PlayStation 1 like a lot when I was like younger and stupid. No, I'm just kidding. They were like there weren't a lot of choices for racing games. You had like, Gran Turismo's your Ridge Racer, and then there was NASCAR. But there was like people in my family, and it was like the thing where you try to connect with video games with other people in your family or other friends you have
Oh, okay.
that aren't into video games.
yeah.
And like I had a lot of like rednecky NASCAR fans, and so when they found this
so you
game,
could reference.
so I would play this with them, and they loved it. And it was like this thing where it was like I was kind of bored with it, but I would buy it every year just so I could like identify with these other people and with video games, you know. And so
It seems like it's one of those games that almost like I'm surprised that they still make one and that it isn't like something that's kind of built into some other racing game.
I didn't even know they were still making them.
Right?
So-
Yeah,
Like
I
didn't
either.
either.
it seems like it's such an outside of what someone would necessarily want for a racing game because there's so many of them
Mhm.
that are out there. So
I agree. So the next one is Pro Evolution
When-
Soccer 2018.
You
Yeah.
didn't. Those are all this week, so they're all like
yeah, these
Every
are
game-
yeah,
this
either
is called
already
Games
out
of the
or
Week.
coming.
every
out.
yeah
This is called-
everyone that's
I'm just
been said
refreshing
so
people.
far came out yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll tell you when it
So-
changes. So yeah, this one came out yesterday as well. This is Pro Evolution Soccer 2018. This is on your PS4, PS3, still surprisingly, Xbox One, Xbox 360, and
Wait.
PC.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
didn't even.
But this
This
is
is-
Konami's moneymaker, isn't it? Isn't
Yeah.
this the Konami game? that
This
they
is
still
a
make?
big game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's
Does it have a campaign?
No.
no, so it's not quite on the FIFA level.
FIFA.
But I mean, it's a soccer game, and there's really, I think, other than FIFA, this is like the next tier of soccer games, isn't it?
This one's it competes with FIFA kind of.
Yeah.
Which-
a lot of people are like, this is my game. Like they
Right.
don't like FIFA, they like this.
Right,
I don't,
right.
I
And I
don't-
mean, it's
Yeah.
one of those that
It's less
is
marketing
obviously
than FIFA, probably.
and obviously going to be a big game because soccer is such a big sport throughout the world. So.
Next game is Rayman Legends Definitive Edition. This is only coming out on the Switch because it's been out on other consoles for a long time. I'm guessing they added some fun things to it to make it better and more
Or they didn't.
definitive.
Yeah.
Or it's just runs at a worse frame rate on your Switch. So
I can't.
That's probably
I'm
true.
teasing. I'm teasing. The next game out that comes out on the Switch. That came out yesterday as well. The next
Yeah.
game is Divinity: Original Sin on PC. Original
That's
Sin 2.
Tomorrow.
That comes out tomorrow.
I'm excited for this one. This one, so if I played a little bit of the first one, it's like a role-playing game except a video game, and I know that's like what RPGs
It's
a
are.
role-playing
It's-
game, but a video
it's
game.
more
Not a
so-
tabletop game.
It's like
so-
top-down.
Oh, okay,
Um,
okay.
Yeah, I mean that in the like the tabletop RPG kind of
God
element.
view.
I wouldn't know. I've never been invited.
Well, you'll be happy. I haven't. Never mind. But yeah, I'm excited for this one. You'll be able to like interact with people, and it'll open the world and like kill anybody you want and stuff. I don't know. It sounds really fun.
Is it PC only then?
PC only?
PC
Yep.
only.
I think they might do. They did the original one, Divinity Original Sin, in consoles as well, but I think it's PC right now only.
Hmm.
So yeah, it is.
Cool. And the next game out is on the 15th. That is Dishonored, Death of the Outsider. So this is a
This is
DLC.
DLC?
Yep.
Okay.
This
But
is
it's-
on PS4, Xbox One, and PC.
Isn't this one like standalone? So you don't.
Yeah,
I thought I
you
saw
can
that
buy
this
it by
was.
itself?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mhm.
this is a separate one, so you don't have to have the game to play it if you wanted to pick it up.
Yeah.
I still haven't played that second one
Oh.
and want to. I
If you
enjoyed
like
the first
if you like the
game,
first one, you'll probably like the second one.
Yeah.
so.
Did not like either.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No.
I thought you
I
would've.
finished the second one. I didn't finish the first one, but I
Oh,
forced my
really?
way through the second one because I was like, everybody likes these games, and I'm gonna like them too. Gosh darn it! And then I finished it and didn't.
Did
like
you
it.
play as Corvo or as
I played as
the-
Corvo.
Okay.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Next game it comes out Friday as well. It is Metroid: Samus Return. I've heard Samus Returns. This has been getting stellar reviews
For the 3DS?
for the Nintendo 3DS. It looks like they actually made a good Metroid game, which is probably not since like Metroid Prime on the Wii.
Okay.
True.
So it's 2D, kind of the 2D 3D in a way. Like it's 2D, but it's got that 3D elements
Layering.
to it. Like you can see the background and stuff, and there is some interaction you can do in the 3D space.
Is it side scroller?
Pretty much. I mean, it's
Okay.
like a classic Metroid. but-
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so you can go all four. I mean, it's not just straight side scroller.
Well, right, but I mean,
I mean, that's all side scroll.
yeah, anymore.
No,
most
yeah.
side scrollers you can go back and forth, up and down.
Next game is NBA Live 18. That's on PS4 and Xbox One. That's on Friday.
Look at the sweat on
Yeah,
that
that's-
guy.
Sweat is always the kind of your
Yeah.
gauge of how good the game's going to be this year, and the sweat
The
looks
s-
really
the
good.
sweat
and
looks
Yeah,
really
the
good.
sweat rating
Look at
is
that.
high.
Man.
LeBron's beads of sweat look hot. I mean, like he's hot. and
He's-
so it's
he's
sweaty.
heated
That's
up.
what I mean. Like it's
He's
yeah.
he's on fire.
Exactly. And then another sports game, NHL 18. That is also out Friday on PS4 and Xbox One.
Yeah.
It's been a while
So-
since I played the NHL games, but they've been fun.
Some of them are
I
fun.
played the was it 16?
I think
I had
maybe
16
that one.
on PlayStation. Last year was the one where they like stripped everything out, wasn't it? Or was that? Maybe I got 15.
I
And
can't
16
remember.
was
I
the year
remember
that they
hearing about
stripped
that.
everything out.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. But that's been your games of the week. We plan on having the games releases for every week. That's going to be
Yeah.
like pretty much Sunday through Saturday.
Make sure that we keep you in the loop.
And we'll be keeping you in the loop on those releases as well as gaming news.
Mutiny Teddy says, "Don't forget Handball 18." No, I'm guessing that's a joke. There's no handball game.
Man,
There was
they're
for the original
actually-
Nintendo.
football's already out.
No, there's handball.
Well,
Uh,
it's football.
No, it's not.
I'm just kidding.
Keeping you in the loop with the latest gaming news.
All right, real quick, I want to add something to the news before we jump into our first story because I forgot to talk about at the top of the show, and I just want to kind of hit some stuff if people weren't paying attention. Maybe they'd be
I wasn't
interested in
paying
it.
attention.
Nintendo Direct happened at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time today. So if you missed out on 45 minutes of Nintendo revealing lots of cool stuff, there are some things that I wanted to hit on real quick. I mean, they got a lot of 3DS games coming out. That's kind of normal. They have two new 2DSs coming out. They
So
look
the
really nice.
3DS is still alive.
But the
you're
2DS
saying.
is still, yeah, it's strong, I think. There's like a Pokemon version of it, and it looks like a Pokeball, but it's a DS. And then there's like a white one that has orange trim on it. Jeremy would really like it. But some of the biggest news, the headlines, I guess, are Minecraft is coming to 3DS, which it looks like it runs pretty badly.
That's crazy.
Is that supposed to be part of the Minecraft Everywhere too?
It is.
It's not very network connected.
I mean, the 3DS is so. There
Yeah,
is
yeah.
very. It's potentially. I was going to look that up. I didn't have time.
Okay.
So
I just wasn't sure.
The other thing I wanted to hit on is Skyrim's got a release date, November 17th. That's going to be on the
Okay.
Switch. These two next things shocked me. Doom is out this holiday.
Oh,
I'm excited
wow.
for that.
Wolfenstein is out. Wolfenstein 2 is out in 2018 on the Switch. So
Oh, nice.
That's awesome.
I was kind of surprised that Fallout 4 wasn't announced in all of these, but
Yeah.
but anyways, that's I don't know about Wolfenstein. I probably get that on PC just because I want to play. But I've already played Doom, and
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind just like replaying it on the Switch because it's portable and
Sure.
that's kind
Doom
of
is
awesome.
just so fun.
Yeah.
Honestly-
you can just play it over and over again.
Honestly, that really excites me though, because for as much as Nintendo's kind of been on the losing side of a lot of stuff lately, like
Really?
I mean not like lately, but I mean before the Switch came
They have
out,
like the
before-
hottest console right now.
Right.
So you're saying a year ago.
yes,
Okay, so lately.
Yeah.
yes. Lately, compared to the last,
Are you talking?
10
10
years.
years
Oh,
or so, but I mean,
okay.
since the Wii came out, it's steadily kind of been
Yeah.
going
Yeah.
downhill until the Switch came out. That's
Yeah.
what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Okay.
The fact that they've got games like this that are going to be on their console is really
Yeah.
good. Like, I think that's been one of the biggest hindrance for Nintendo is not getting some of those types of games because
I was-
gamers that want to play those types of games.
Holy crap! If Destiny was on the Switch and I could play Destiny anywhere, I would love it. I know it
Yeah.
would run
Yeah,
worse.
that's true.
I would
It would
totally
run
play it
worse,
on the
but
Switch.
it would be worth it.
I would play it on the Switch.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. The other
Actually, that would be perfect. You just get into a quick
And I mean, I'm sure these games are,
get some
but
loot,
the
get
thing
out.
about like Bethesda games, at least like Doom, that game was so well optimized. People were playing that on like the crappiest PC and it would run great.
Yeah.
And so it'll probably run pretty well on the Switch, I'm imagining. It's an NVIDIA graphics card in there. It'll probably be fine.
Yeah, it's a little powerhouse. I mean, it's a small powerhouse, but
Yeah, I mean, Teddy's right. He says the Switch is only hot because they aren't making enough for people. I get that. That's not creating fake demand necessarily, but I get.
They've always been that way, though. They never overmake.
They're very
It's a-
Japanese. Yeah, they don't
it's-
waste.
It's a financial.
I mean, I know that
method.
sounds like a fanboy excuse, but it's mostly true that they do look at their, like, hey, this is how much we can invest right now. And this is what we can almost guarantee we're going to get return on this investment, and so they don't gamble too much. So I mean, this idea of fake demand, okay, it's there, but I'm always hesitant to blame it on that because I don't know how manufacturing works that well to just be like, oh, it's fake demand. Like I don't know. So
Well, and the other thing too is that I mean, there has not been that many games that have been worthy of just going out and like being able to justify buying a new console for a lot of people.
Yeah.
So the fact that Zelda and I mean, really, what other games have really dropped? Mario and Rabbids.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
those two games are really the only games that I have seen come out that have been like, those are games that would make people want to buy that console.
Yeah.
And it's been such a I mean, that came out in May,
I
right?
mean, Mario Kart's a really big console seller.
Right,
It is.
but,
It's a
Yeah,
I mean,
huge-
it's
Mario
probably
Kart-
the game that gets played.
that's probably
most
the
on my
game that got
Switch.
bought most, other than Zelda.
Yes, however, that was one that came
I
out
know.
with
I mean,
the
yeah,
with
I know
the
that,
Wii U.
but that
so-
doesn't matter because nobody bought the Wii U. So, it
But
doesn't really-
I'm saying if you were a Nintendo fan, you may have waited longer to get a Switch or want to get a Switch because you could have gotten
Splatoon.
Zelda.
Teddy said
Oh,
Splatoon.
Splatoon. That's
yeah.
right.
Arms.
I forgot about Splatoon.
Arms is good.
Splatoon's
Splatoon's
I like
awesome.
that. It
I was
is.
kinda
I was gonna say.
disappointed with Splatoon.
Then you brought Arms up right away, and I was like, yeah, Arms is
Arms isn't as
definitely
good as
lower
Splatoon.
till.
Splatoon is an awesome game.
It
I don't know
is.
why people don't like that game.
It's a great game.
I don't get it.
it's all right.
Shut up, Trevor.
I enjoyed it. It didn't hook me at all.
I don't feel like I can really say one way or another how I feel about it because I haven't played much of it.
I mean, it's kind of sucks that they lock down like Salmon Run and some of that stuff, but for the
Yeah.
most part, Splatoon is an awesome game.
sure.
The other thing out of there, I'm just excited about this because I love this game and I'll probably replay it. Dragon Quest Builders is coming in next year to the Switch.
I didn't ever start playing that. That game looks fantastic though.
And I really want to play that again, so I might pick that up. And then the final thing I wanted to mention, there's tons of it. You can go watch the direct if you want. It's 45 minutes long. But this, I just thought it's so funny to see Nintendo get to this place now where they're just mimicking other games, and they didn't do that in the past as much. But what I like is that they're kind of still doing Nintendo-y weird stuff, but then now they're also kind of like peppering in things that are modern game conveniences and ideas. And that is that they announced that Mario Odyssey is going to have a photo mode in it, and it looks awesome.
That's amazing.
So it looks really cool because you can, already customize Mario to look like Dr. Mario, Mario Maker, like all the different Marios. The one thing the internet is exploding about, which I wish we had an image ready for this, is that there was a shot of Mario in swim trunks. And he had his shirt off, and he had little Mario nipples, and
Oh,
so the
nice.
internet was like losing their minds
so it's
over that.
Mario has nipples.
Yeah, so it's like confirmed Mario has nipples. So yeah, that's
But he's not a plumber.
Teddy said yes.
There
You
it
can look
is.
it up if you look up Mario nipples. It's all over the
Entertainment
internet.
Weekly has a picture with like a sensor bar across them.
Teddy says you can play Dragon Quest Builders on the Vita. You're right, Teddy. I forgot about that. That is really cool that you can do that. And I love the Vita. I don't want to hate on the Vita. I will say this is going to trigger Teddy, and I'm so sorry to trigger you.
We
But-
love you, Teddy.
But if I
But
were to
we're gonna
play
trigger
a
you.
game like Doom and I had to choose between the control scheme, the setup of the Vita and the Switch, I would choose the Switch all the time just because the triggers are on there and it feels a lot better to play first-person shooters that way, where the Vita only has the
Just the
bumpers.
bumpers.
And that would not feel great. So I'm not bashing. I think that the problem with the Vita is it didn't get support from Sony. That's Sony's fault. They did not develop games that were unique for that. They put off like games like Uncharted that could have been amazing on there, and they gave it to another developer to make it, and it wasn't good. And so like there's a lot of flubs that Sony perpetrated, and that kind of made that bad. Now things like seeing Undertale come out there and seeing that these indie developers are still supporting it and that it's still like crossplay and all this stuff, that's exciting. I still like it for that. I've been playing Undertale on it. It's good on there. It's a good console for that. I just wish it would have got.
So what you're saying is Sony gave the Vita the same treatment that it gave No Man's Sky?
In a different way, I
kind
suppose.
of. I don't know.
One of the things I did hear about the Vita, though, is that it actually does better in Japan overseas than it does here. Like, it's just meant for more of a mobile audience.
Yeah,
which
Japan is.
like
by a
like
long
we're
shot.
more of a console
Sure.
Yeah.
people, but
No, but I do love Vita. Don't get me wrong.
It's a great system. It has kind of aged poorly though.
So let's get into some of our headlines here we've got tonight. The first one is coming in from Kotaku.com. It says YouTubers worry about blowback from new PewDiePie controversy. Now, before you start reading this, Kyle, I
Yeah.
just want to say a couple things.
This is a video game story. I'm
Yes.
just, you know,
No, it's
'cause-
not.
No,
It's
I'm
not.
just saying.
It's actually not. So,
I mean,
no, it totally is. I mean, it's PewDiePie is definitely one of the most well-known gamers on YouTube. And the thing about that, he did release an apology. If you don't know what happened, he was doing a live stream of PUBG. And
Dropped a racial slur.
He was supposedly got frustrated in the
racial
heat
slur.
of murder. Said, referred to another player in the game as the N-word. And I mean, he used it just as hate speech to that person. Obviously, he didn't know the race of that person. He just
Tried to cover it up
used
with calling them another name.
So he realized he messed up. He released an apology. Although I just want to say my piece on this is like, I feel like I've defended PewDiePie a lot through a lot of these controversies and different things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, this one is just, I just feel like he should have learned his lesson by now. Like,
Yeah.
I just don't know. I don't know. Go ahead and read the story. We
Well,
can talk
I
about
mean,
it
and
more.
there's not. I mean, the big part of it, I think, is what you're talking about here. Is, you know, just the fact that he's done so much of this before. It's not just like a one-time thing where he said something offensive and is like, "Hey, I don't even know where that came from." Like, I'm sorry. Like, he's done enough things that he's got a bit of a reputation now for doing some of these things, which takes away any of the credibility where he says, "Hey, I'm not this way," or
But
you
this-
know. Oh, go ahead.
but this isn't like the other things.
Right.
The other things were intentionally comedic. This was being a jerk.
That is true, and
like,
that,
it's totally different.
it is, and but the thing is, I think that it also kind of paints all the other things
Worse.
in a worse light,
Yeah.
because now you're like, okay, that may have been something that you thought was a joke. You're edgy, whatever. Like, comedians are always up against that line, right? But when he's doing something like that and out of frustration he yells in that way,
It sounded hateful.
immature.
It
It
sounded hateful.
really bad.
It
Yeah.
did not. It wasn't like when you watch his produced videos, you know he leaves certain jokes in there because he is being funny and it is comedy
Right.
and he is goofing around, and you can take it as, okay, yeah, obviously he's not a racist. He's making a joke, whatever. But the way he said it, the way he like.
Here's what I don't get.
It felt like it just like you heard it and you were just like, oh, that was
Yeah.
not cool at all. That was yeah.
As a white person, okay? I'm
Oh,
just gonna,
boy.
No, I'm going to throw this out there. And not what you think, Kyle.
I know, but when you start a sentence
that
off
word,
with
no,
that,
it's important to point that out because that word shouldn't be in your vocabulary, period.
absolutely.
There is no excuse at all.
Yeah, why would
I'm
that
gonna
even-
give other people who can be a little more cultured in a way that they're using the word differently, because it's kind of like owning your own thing, you know? I'll call myself a cracker all day long, whatever. But he doesn't as a white you know what I'm saying, right?
You said it with the hard ER, okay?
As-
It's a cracker.
That's right. I hate when people say race to make an excuse, but I'm going to say this one. As a white person, that word shouldn't exist.
Yeah,
for
it's,
you. Like,
the fact
period.
that it even
Yeah.
slips off of his tongue means that he probably must jokingly say that around his friends or in private or something for it to just like.
But for that
be
to be
in your-
joking in your head.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying.
it's like-
That's
Yeah.
showing that must be kind of in his catalog of words that he
Yeah.
uses and is comfortable using, and that he doesn't use.
Because I mean, the other thing too, like I mean, I'm trying to think like when on earth would that ever even like try to enter my mind? And I think the only time that is if I'm ever listening to music, that's the only time that
like
ever
lyrics.
yeah, lyrics that, you know, if I'm listening to rap or whatever, I'm gonna hear that. Like, that would be the only way that I could think of a word like that even entering my mind. But I don't
But
think
I'm
that
guessing
would
Eminem
ever be
doesn't
something.
use that in his songs, right?
I don't know.
I'm
That's
just
a great
saying. I'm
question.
guessing.
I think he might.
I don't
Really?
know.
I don't know.
He might have. I don't know.
He might have. But no, I mean the
one thing that is interesting is like Teddy said something about the hard R, and he used the hard R, and you felt it. I think you're right. But the other thing I just happened to kind of triggered in my head when you said that is the language thing. Like, he is Swedish, and English is his second language. So even for him to say that word, would be a hard R, probably just because he doesn't speak the best English. But I'm just saying, I'm not forgiving that
But that
in no
even
way.
makes it. That
but
even
it's
makes
just,
it more.
yeah, it just seems more
odd that
intentional.
it's in his
Yeah.
vocabulary.
Yeah.
Well, the other part of this is, and the biggest part of this actual story is the fact that now it's this worry about the blowback on YouTube itself, because you had what's the name of the company? Campfire.
The one that did
yeah.
the
That did
fire,
Firewatch.
Firewatch.
Campo
Firewatch.
Santo.
Campo
Yeah.
Santo. That's what it was. They actually like went out and filed with YouTube to have anything that was done with their game by him pulled off. And it's gotten to the point where now a lot of YouTubers are kind of saying, hey, this is he going to be more of a liability to us? And the way that YouTube is looked at for like monetized videos. And I mean, on top of that, like when you've got somebody that has the potential of doing something like that, like you don't want that over your game.
No.
So it's turned into this thing where now is there going to be a liability? There's already the YouTube dropping advertisement from lots of different videos based on content, because advertisers may not want to do or have his have certain things that are violent or language or whatever in getting advertisement money from them. So it's one of those things that now he's potentially becoming a huge liability just for YouTubers in general, which I think is a little scary. That it probably was eventually going to happen, but
Well, there's two things about that. Two is technically streaming is copyright infringement. Technically,
right.
I mean, it's like you wouldn't just like get a movie and then say, all right, I'm going to stream this and watch it with you guys. Like, stream the whole movie.
It's a little different.
Like, it's not different. Like,
yeah, there's an argument for fair use because it's you playing the game versus just game content.
Yeah, but you sitting
but what
there
if it's
and
just you saying I'm commentating on this movie and I'm watching it and I'm
Right.
giving
That's fair use.
No, it isn't.
it
because
won't. You would get taken
you'd
down.
get taken down. You would lose any monetization.
Yeah, if you stream the whole movie, like you can stream like
Oh,
chunks.
We've had-
movie for sure. I thought we were still
we've
talking
had
like video games.
Well,
and
no,
stuff.
but we've had videos that have been
Trailers of movies, and
trailer
it's
of a
yeah.
movie, and we don't get any
And we get
of
to-
our 2 cents.
Well, but that's more so because the industry is taking a hardline stand versus because we can't afford to sue them.
No,
So
but that's besides the
correct.
point. That's
Yeah.
besides the point of
I'm
this
just saying.
argument.
But the legality is different.
What I'm saying is that if you look at it that way, technically streaming this media that you're sold and you're streaming, you're sharing it with everybody. So if you're this creator and you look at this story and you don't like, they have that problem with Persona because like in the Japanese culture, the guy didn't get it. The creator of that game, he was really frustrated and they put all these regulations. You can't stream past this chapter. You can't do this. He didn't want his game getting out there without people experiencing it. And I get
Right.
that. Like as a creator, I get that that's probably frustrating. But Campo Santo, the problem with them, this guy, yeah, he's bitter, he's mad, he's trying to take. Now you're using the what is it? The
DMCA.
DMCA.
Yeah.
You're using
Which is
that.
horrible.
You're using that to punish everyone now
Yeah.
because you're even
That
using
was-
it as a punishment for one person, which I get. You're upset, you're mad, but this guy hasn't. Like, I'm not forgiving PewDiePie at all for what he did, but this guy is a moron. He's a complete idiot.
yeah.
And I seen his Twitter and I read all the tweets he put out there, and I'm just like, dude, you need to chill because what you're doing is if you put this as a precedent, then everybody's gonna go do this when they get mad about something, and then, but the problem is, if you look at it on a flip side, you'll realize that, with PewDiePie, he played that Campo Santo guy. I guarantee. I bet that I could probably go to like Vegas and have high odds on this. PewDiePie made them way more money
Oh, definitely.
than he ever made them. Like,
Which I think
than he made off of them. Is
That's
what
where
I'm
the
saying.
fine line comes in
Definitely.
with the streaming and whatnot, because I think that there are a lot more games that are bought because somebody watches 20 minutes of a stream or something than there would be with a movie where somebody just watches a movie. That movie company is never going to see a dime from that, whereas streaming, I think, has actually gotten more games. I think it in a lot of ways it helps people look at a game and be like, oh, I actually want to go buy this. I want to play this because this looks like fun, just because I've seen 20 minutes of it or whatnot on Twitch.
An irony, Kyle, I looked over at your computer screen, and on your side you had the Destiny gauntlets that are getting kind of a similar. Well,
Aren't we talking about? Or no?
What are we
on
talking
your
about?
so it
Yeah,
came
though-
out. I did. It wasn't a big enough story to really talk about, but
But you're
there's.
talking about.
I'm talking
Yeah.
about a little bit just because the reference kind of the whole PC nature world we live in, right? And where someone
PC Master Race.
yeah, that. No, but in Destiny, there was a pair of gauntlets that someone thought that it was too similar to a flag that was co-opted. It wasn't originally for them, but co-opted by a alt-right group. And because it had 3 of the same letters that their flag had with a similar color pattern,
Yeah.
they're basically nuking it from the game this week, and it's completely gone because they were concerned on backlash from it, which
Yeah.
and I looked at the two, and they were drastically. They were not, in my opinion. There was a distinct difference. You wouldn't accidentally think it was the same thing, right? It's like buying cheap cola. You know, it's not a Coca-Cola can. There's a difference, right? But with this guy, there's no. That's like a real. That's not a PC thing. That's you have some class. I don't know, like.
Well,
It's sad that we mix all these things up together.
Well, and
you
I
know?
don't. I mean, whatever. Someone loses some gauntlets in a game. Who cares? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's not the end of the world.
No,
But-
I know it's not the end of the world.
but
I'm just
it's
saying that a company has to feel like the pressures from a company's perspective that they have to feel so concerned that there may be backlash because
you
got to
realize being on the other side of that company, there's probably a lot of people at Bungie that are like, oh, brother, here we go. Obviously, this isn't because of that. This isn't
they're
based
just-
on a
no,
hate
no,
group.
I
This
agree.
is dumb. But you
Right.
know what? We're going to do this to save face, and it's fine. Like, if that's what the culture we live in that sucks, just do it, save face, move on. Like, it's annoying, but I don't think that these two stories are even close to the same thing. Like, they're not. Like, if Destiny were to come out and be like, hey, we snuck that in there
No,
because
but
guess
I'm
what?
saying-
We're all racist.
But I'm
like,
saying in some
that would be
people's
a different
minds it
story.
is the
Like,
same thing, and that's
I mean, I get okay. I
You
guess
know,
if you're saying
that's
that,
what
I
I'm
mean,
saying. And-
sure.
But I don't. I mean, if somebody thinks that that's the reason that showed up in that game, like that's on them, because there's no reason there's no reason to think that that's the reason that
Yeah.
gauntlet on somebody's arm on a character, when they're designing hundreds of different gauntlets throughout the game. There's
Yeah.
no reason that would still be there. You know what I mean? Like
Exactly.
there's and no reason to think that they're putting hate group things into this game just because they're trying to see if they can sneak by and make it happen or whatever. Like that's not what they're trying to do, and so that's part of the reason that they would pull it, because they're like, oh, I can see that this would be offensive. And they want to stay away from any of that kind of controversy. As innocent as this gauntlet probably was,
Yeah.
it's something that's not worth the
Yeah.
attention to have somebody say, "Oh, you've got this in there," and not remove it.
yeah. I'm just saying it's totally different. Like a lot of people associate all this PC stuff as one thing, and they're different. What
Yeah.
what he did was dead wrong, no doubt.
I just feel like even with his apology, it's hard to take him. I mean, I felt like his apology before. I was like, he seems sincere, and I mean, he did seem sincere when he's delivered this apology, but it's just hard to kind of be like, just look over this stuff over and over and over again and be like, oh, it's
Right. It's the
just
fact
a
that
joke.
there's been such a pattern that has happened with him that
Yeah.
at some point he's already lost a ton over some of this stuff anyway, like with losing
And maybe
YouTube
some
support
ways
and-
he just doesn't care because he has the money. I'm not saying he's just so loaded he could lose it all and not care, but I think he probably in some ways, it's like, well,
it really
whatever.
it may not have actually hurt him yet to the point
Yeah.
where it's enough to be like, oh.
But and I feel like we kind of got off the point here.
Yeah.
It was about this is about YouTubers freaking out now because they're like, okay,
Right.
last time PewDiePie did this, YouTube changed their monetization process, and we lost a bunch of money. Are we going to lose more money?
Advertisers don't want to advertise for certain things now, so it definitely could play an impact on the industry of YouTubing.
All right, well, let's move on to another story here. This next story comes from technobuffalo.com. It says Walmart is taking the high road by canceling at CNES pre-orders, and other retailers should follow. Now, that's very opinionated headline, but if you get to the meat of it,
Yeah,
it's
they're not saying
actually
they're not
as
saying
bad
that
as you
they
think.
should cancel every pre-order.
Why is that? I thought you hated pre-orders, Eric.
No.
This is okay. Let me clarify.
Well,
This is a little bit different because this is like a more rare collectible that you can't just buy.
okay.
Right.
So
Okay.
like you can't.
This
Once
is-
I mean,
it's-
it's not
it's different.
I hate to call it a collectible because it's not supposed to be, but it is
It's-
usually based on the NES. It's
Well,
a
and it
limited
is
run.
because
thing.
they're-
It's
yeah,
a limited run,
so
yes.
it's flexible.
So based on all that, but they're not actually canceling all pre-orders. What they're doing is they're going through and canceling any pre-orders that are duplicates.
Yeah.
So
So if you ordered
There-
like
it-
50 of them,
yeah.
they're canceling your order
Oh.
and sending you one instead
Right.
of 50.
That's cool.
Yeah.
because and it's
But
something
I had
that,
one sent to my mom and my
Too
brother
bad.
They'll cancel it.
and my
They'll
no.
cancel
How
it.
would they cancel all those? I used all their credit cards.
Well, you'd ordered them in separate accounts then, but
Oh,
they're saying
see,
if there's
I'm
an
yeah,
good.
if it's the same account, they're going to cancel it.
all but one.
All but one, which is
That's good.
fantastic because of the way that I think that, and it goes to, was it Reggie that said, don't buy one of these someplace
For more than $80.
for more than $80.
That's
He said there will be enough, and I'm kind of, this bleeds into the next thing that
Yeah.
we've got in here. But he said there's supposed to be enough for everybody. Don't go to those places and spend $500
Go ahead. We can go
on
into the next.
one. Yeah, we
story
can go into the next
We'll
story
keep kind of
too.
keep going. The next story is from Kotaku.com. It says Nintendo's bringing back the NES Classic in 2018. So,
Yeah.
in other words, like you said,
Right. There,
Reggie's saying it's fine.
he's
Don't
saying it's
panic.
fine. They are going to be producing more of the NES Classic, and they are going to be, I believe, continuing to ship the Super NES Classic into 2008. So originally it was supposed to be, 2018. Originally it was supposed to only be this year that they were going to be shipping those. And the NES Classic was just done in production. So they are continuing to produce more of the NES Classic, and they're going to be producing more of the Super NES Classics by shipping further into next year. Which to me,
So is this because of backlash? You think?
I
mean-
wouldn't be surprised. I mean, everything's been turning up well for Nintendo this year, with the exception of the we don't have enough Switch. We don't have enough of the NES Classic, and then to see people go out and have to go and, if they want to buy them, spend $600 to get one. Like
Yeah, but
that.
I mean, if you go back in Nintendo's history, though, that's always been the case.
Sure, but I mean, I think with as down as Nintendo had been before this year, I mean, there were a lot of people that were saying, the Switch is like a last gasp of breath in hoping
They
that they
said
can
that with
continue.
the Wii.
Right, but the Wii was a little bit different because that was the very beginning of the way that things had kind of changed with Xbox and PlayStation being bigger contributors. After the Wii, Xbox and PlayStation have been blowing away Nintendo like continually. That was really the beginning of that, where Nintendo no longer was the number one dog in the fight. Now they've been the bottom for the last 10 years.
They've been the bottom in total sales, but I haven't looked at them recently. But I had looked at actual profit numbers, though, and last time I looked, they were significantly higher because they're not selling anything at a discount from what it's actually costing to manufacture. So, yes, so it depends on which statistics you're looking at. They made a ton more money than the other two major consoles. They just have less footprint.
Hey, Midnight Angel, real quick. You said, I still want a PS4. It's driving me nuts Wait, $600 for a game system? That's nuts. It's not $600.
Is that the Pro?
That was the PS3.
Or whatever.
PS3 was $600. The PS4 was never that high. It released at $399, and you can get one now for $299. So yeah, it's
Trev
like
said
half
it's
that.
for the terabyte system.
Oh, for the terabyte
Is
system.
600? No,
I don't know.
no, it's not.
I don't think that.
You can get the terabyte PlayStation Pro for $500. So there are no consoles out here. Even the Xbox One X that's coming out in November is only going to be $500. I just say only lightly, but it's not $600 is what I'm saying. Next story. This is coming in from IGN.com. It says Sea of Thieves is sharing its amazing water tech with Battlegrounds PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. What the heck, for real?
Yeah, that's crazy.
That was something that I guess came up recently. They were there was an interview or something. Rare had said that they loved the game, that they played it a lot, but they had told, I think it was Brennan Green, the player unknown, they told him that his water really looked terrible.
That's awesome.
And
true, though.
they said their water isn't, and he goes, I mean, our water is not very good, but Rare has great water tech. They said we should share some knowledge. So they've basically networked together, and they are going to get some of the water tech essentially for free, and then they can share some stuff with them, which is kind of cool to see games and different developers and whatnot kind of working together to make better games. Because
I see this as a huge win for Sea of Thieves.
What do you mean?
Well, I've played some of the alpha. Can't talk about the gameplay, but I can say that what they're trying to do is phenomenal. From a amount of players to the way you interact with the environment, and some of the things that PUBG does well is high player count, high turnover, fast gameplay, all of those things that are like server-driven technologies to, the exact opposite of waiting for a quick play Crucible match in Destiny that takes you 15 minutes to load into one game.
Sure.
So I see a huge benefit for Sea of Thieves. I think it's a really good move for them to be like, hey, we can give you something we're good at. Can you help us with some things that maybe we're not? So I think that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't necessarily say what they're going to share with them,
Yeah,
but I mean,
I could just
you're
see that
right.
as a
it could become
option.
something that may help them with stuff. I mean, some of it too may also be more tied into the fact that Microsoft has kind of got a console exclusive with PUBG, at least a timed one, and Rare is owned by Microsoft. So there's already a lot of collaboration that's been going on behind the scenes. So that could play just as much, if not more, of an impact on why they're actually doing that.
One other thing I can say about Sea of Thieves.
The water does really look good.
It's not just that the water looks good, but there's a huge percentage of your gameplay in the water. And I don't mean on the water, I mean in the water.
Yeah,
right.
And
fall off a ship.
Yeah,
because they showed that when they were playing it at E3.
You can go down and get treasure chests from the bottom of the ocean. So there's this huge, it's not just surface level swimming like in PUBG, which, I mean, yeah, you have a little bit of depth there, but it's kind of very flat. There is a lot going on in the dimensionality of the water space in the game. So it's pretty exciting.
The thing that's kind of weird to me looking at it is that it seems like it kind of bounces between a more cartoony water and like a really realistic looking water. And I don't know if some of that is just like when the sun's like the lights on it.
It's just the lighting. Yeah.
Because like there's some of it when they're closer to shore that it doesn't look like it's as
It has a lot to do with
nice,
the sun.
but
And you don't see
yeah.
the waves crashing, so you don't get that white kind of foamy texture and
Right.
stuff like that. So, it looks cool. It's got to be something to do. Did you guys say this? Maybe I wasn't paying attention when you said it, but about like Battlegrounds is kind of an early exclusive to Xbox, so you think it's something to do with that relationship?
So because that's what it says in the article here
okay.
is that PUBG is an Xbox One exclusive, at least for time being. And since Rare is owned by Microsoft, there could be a little more that's tied to it with that in and of itself.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, if anybody's watching has not clicked that heart to follow us, please do so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. We got a
You
couple
can
more
make Kuipers
stories.
dance with your tub bugs.
That's true.
Dance Kuipers.
No, he
No,
doesn't have
not
to
now.
right
Or you
now.
could shut Trevor up. He's talking way too much.
Next story is coming in from Polygon.com. It says EA Sports takes cover from Hurricane Irma, hopes to keep online services running.
Yeah, I found this late last week. It didn't. There's no update in it. I'm guessing I didn't see anything about
This is their
Madden going down.
Houston studio?
No,
or
this
their
is in Miami.
servers?
So
Oh, the Miami. Oh,
Right.
Irma.
That's what's
duh.
getting
Irma.
hit now.
Irma.
yeah.
yeah.
So which I mean, the storm's passed. It's away from Florida. Now they're in cleanup mode and whatnot. But they did say that there were some tweets that they put out that they're going to try and keep servers up as long as possible. I know on the Tubcast we kind of talked about that a couple weeks ago with NASA trying to keep things going with the space station.
Mm-hmm.
Which same type of thing here. That like, I mean, I'm sure no one really thought about hurricanes when they set up all their servers there.
No, they
But-
did.
Well, I mean,
I'm just saying.
sure, I'm sure, but I mean, you can't prepare for every eventuality. I mean, this was a storm that was the biggest storm that's been on record at one
Yeah.
point in the ocean.
So are they saying all their servers for their EA Sports is located in the one data center?
They were saying that there was potential for some problems with NBA Live and Madden.
Okay, I would
um,
assume it's probably just for their East Coast
So they said.
because they're going to have regional
Yeah,
data centers.
they said we apologize in advance for any content changes. We will do our best to keep the services up during Irma as it impacts our headquarters. So I mean, it's another one of those things that I think, I mean, if that goes down for any period of time, I'm sure there's a lot of people that wouldn't even think about where servers are when something like that's happening. And it's just another thing that's like the difference in gaming now compared to, even when like we were growing up where
You stuck
as
the
long as
cartridge
you,
in.
Yeah, you stick the cartridge in. As long as you've got power, you're able to play.
Next story is coming from mynintendonews.com. It says an indie developer claims Nintendo is bringing achievement system to Switch, which why would they not? It seems like that's probably something people want.
Yeah, and I mean, it's one of those things that they haven't really said that they're going to. There was an interview with a developer behind a Switch game, Lichtspear, I guess. He recently commented in an Ask Me Anything on Reddit, and said something to the effect of, let me see if I can pull up the actual thing there. Okay. Someone asked him, "Does your game have online rankings? If no, why?" And he said, "Nintendo doesn't have an official support for achievements and leaderboards like Sony or Microsoft, but we know that they're working on it. We'll see how it goes, and we'll add the rankings along the way." So, which seems like it's a bit of a surprise that somebody would say something like that before Nintendo did. Like it seems like it would have been a non-thought to say that. And
Well, I mean, it's just the Nintendo kind of. I mean, the OS for the Switch was very basic, minimal. You could tell
Right.
they kind of got it out there quick, and they're
Right.
just slowly building on it. So, I would be surprised to add this. I think
It'll be all on the terrible phone app, though, right?
hopefully, but
I did see that they did update that app this week, and it does now let you keep talking when
While
you
it's
open
locked.
up. Well, it's locked, or when you open up different apps, it is now no longer
Wow,
killing
good
it. So
for them. That's a good job. Yeah. So, anyways, I mean, I think this is. I mean, it's a logical step for them. I think they were probably smart in like taking it safe, building an OS that maybe wasn't super feature full, and kind of say, you know what, we'll roll these out as we know the success of this and as we have the money to do so. Probably not a bad idea, but it would be cool if it would roll back like all your potential achievements. Like,
yeah, which I mean,
it probably won't happen, but
it's-
it would be cool.
it's one of those things.
When you
that
load
it's
the
like-
game, I'm saying
It'll
maybe
probably
it would
just
go-
be.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I would assume it'd just be with new games.
It will be probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that brings the news to an end. Those are all of our news stories. And now, a special message from your one and only Jeremy.
Get your oven mitts on. It's time for Jeremy's Hot Tips.
Hey guys, it's Jeremy. What's going on here?
Oh, never mind. You're good. Go
You
ahead.
playing stuff over?
Kuipers is trigger happy.
Oh,
struggling.
Kuipers. There you go. All right, thank you very much. So we have our hot tips. Our hot tips this
You're
week.
doing good, Kuipers.
Yeah, you're doing great,
Good job,
Kuipers. We
Kuipers.
appreciate it. Is Destiny, obviously. So I'm going to give something that not everybody knows about, and it probably doesn't really matter much from an actual gameplay perspective, but I thought it would be good. Is the game playing, or is it frozen again, Kuipers?
It's fine. It's fine. He just has to click on it on the PowerPoint.
All right, so we're going to the farm. In the farm, you'll see if you've been there, some people have they're glowing red, they're glowing blue, they can jump higher than you. You want to know how to do that? We're going to show you how to do that today. All right, so we're headed down to the farm. Before we get there, a couple other quick little hot tips. You don't have to load your best weapons and armors anymore to decrypt items. That was announced. So if you played the first game, you had to do that. You don't have to do that now. That's pretty awesome. You can put shaders on your ships. You can see there I've got a bird on my ship and showing some of the different parts of the gameplay. What are you doing? Okay, never mind.
Why are you not? Why are
I
you?
know, because I'm dumb
can't
like
handle
that.
it.
Just
I can't handle it.
do your
Anyway,
thing.
Doing my thing. And so you can also hit Y on any of the guns, apply shaders, apply additional mods to the guns and to your weapons and things like that. All right, so here we are. We're on the farm, and we're going to show you how to get the highest jump and a couple of in-game kind of Easter eggs, if you will. If you head out to the docks, that's what I'm going to do right here. You'll see a fire pit, and this is the first time when I dropped in, I went there and I was like, what in the world is this? So I actually spent a little bit of time myself trying to figure this out. And it says requires Sentry 4, and you try to hit X and nothing happens. So in playing the game, I noticed there was a bunch of people in weird parts of the game. And from the first game, I knew that there was always secret things you'd find. In the first game, you'd find ghosts all over the place and things like that. So what I found is if you go to the water wheel and you're on top of it and you start walking and you just stay on top of it for a little bit, you'll see that you get Sentry rank 2. Now, I got that actually by accident the first time I did it, and then you see a little bit of a blue kind of halo to me, and then you can jump higher too. So the second part of this, which gets you to Sentry 4, is walking across the power lines between those two buildings and then between this building and the barn. Sometimes you'll fall off. If you fall off, you do have to start completely over for that portion. You don't have to go back and do the first step. But once you've done that and you've gone over here, you'll see right there it says Vertigo completed and it says Sentry rank times 4. So now I'm going to head back over because it said I needed Sentry 4 to unlock this. And I'm going to sit at the fireplace, hold X, and see what happens. And now it says something different. It says start scouting patrol. I have done this a few times, so this is kind of a quick playthrough. But basically, when you do this, you've got to jump into these different light rings all across the farm, and you just follow them. It is timed, by the way, so if you're trying to do this with your fire team and you want to see who can get there the fastest, it does record what your times are. I'm curious. I don't know if they're available inside the your stats somewhere, but you'll see here where all the different jumps are. This one's the hardest one to find. I think the first time it took me quite a while to find it, but if you don't see one, just look up in the sky because it is like a beam of light that's shining all the way up. Also, if you die, and notice I'm glowing red at this point, if you die at any point, because of your high jump, if you jump too high and you don't have a high enough armor level, you die, and then you've got to start completely over from scratch. So keep that in mind while you do that. We just have a couple more here, and then I'll show you what happens. Got 3 more, I think, and then we'll be done with it. And you can see I'm glowing red, and I'm running faster, I'm jumping higher. And one more after this out on the docks. Be careful, because in the water you are out of bounds. And then you'll see I get a little bit of a fireworks display there, and it says that now I'm Scouting Commander. And glowing red or blue instead of red. Also, if I go to anyone in my fire team who has not done this, they get the perk as a lesser perk, but a similar perk as well. And anyone who's standing next to you will have that perk for a short period of time. It's kind of like it rubs off on you. I was trying at this point to try to kill myself, but my armor was high enough that I didn't. So had I killed myself, you'd see all those perks went away. Is this useful in the game? No, not at all. Not useful at all. It's not. I just thought, it's something interesting. There's a lot of these things inside the game. I
was waiting for this big build-up.
But that's pretty much it. Also, when you go out, when you leave the farm and come back, you have to do it all over again if you want to keep that perk. So that's it, guys. Hot Tits and Jerry. What are you gonna do?
Good job.
Thank you.
That was special. I really thought that maybe you were going somewhere with that. I thought like once you did all this cool stuff that like, hey, you get like some extra bonus stuff, powers. I don't know.
Well, so that's one of the things about Destiny is they don't like to give away things in the game. I think it helps build the whole loot mentality in the game, but I'm guessing next week I'll probably have some more hot
Destiny
tips from Destiny, but they may be ones that they'll probably be ones that actually impact your gameplay, so help you level up quicker or have how to apply certain perks, things like that. So,
it'll probably be useful somewhere. This hot tip tonight, and it's because it's funny. I didn't realize just how much they were waiting to add. Because I saw that they're waiting and they're going to add in the factions again. Because I was kind of excited about that. Because
what I like about it is it's all built, but they're staging the rollout of portions of the game.
Yeah.
But
that's so yeah.
And the whole reason I picked this for my hot tips tonight, Eric, is because the whole reason we did the hot tips is because I like to tell people how to play games.
Yeah.
While playing the game, and the other night, one of the first nights of the game last week, Trevor and I, was it? Yeah, it was us two, right? We were playing the game,
story.
and I was like, Trevor, come check out what I figured out.
Yeah.
You can jump high in the farm, and so I walked him through it.
I got it, and then I immediately died, and I was like, I don't care.
It was like, this is dumb.
Alrighty, cool. Thanks for your hot tips, Jeremy. Well, we're
no
moving
problem.
on.
Month, more free games.
Yahoo! All right. That's right. We're going to cover all the free games of the month. That usually involves Xbox and PlayStation 4. Xbox One, PlayStation 4. If you have a gold membership or a plus membership, they give away the free games.
They give them freedoms.
Kyle, why don't you take it away?
All right. Well, PlayStation usually does theirs on the first Tuesday of the month. So these have all been live since, I believe, last Tuesday. They've got Infamous Second Son for PlayStation 4, which it's not very recent. When did that one come out?
It was the second year of the PlayStation 4, I think.
Okay, so it's been 3 or 4 years, something like that. Strike Vector X, which is that a racing game?
It's a flying game.
A flying game, okay.
Like jet fighting. Well, I think it's got like mech stuff too. So.
Truck Racer for PlayStation 3. Handball 2016 for PlayStation 3, which
Teddy was talking about it.
I think may actually be on PlayStation 4 too.
So Handball is coming.
Yeah, Handball 2016 is coming to your PlayStation near you. We Are Doomed, which is a PS Vita with cross-buy for PlayStation 4, and Hateful Boyfriend, which is also PlayStation Vita, cross-buy with PlayStation 4. And then Xbox Live Forza 5, which was a launch game, that is going to be free from the 1st to the 30th of this month. I think that it still is on here. Trials Fusion
You
is
skipped
from
one.
Well, I skipped that one because that one is from last month
But there's
on the 16th to the.
that might mess
Yeah.
it up
Okay.
if you skip
Okay.
things. So don't.
Sorry,
do that.
sorry.
Yeah, don't do that. Wait, so
Kyle forgets all the production that's
Trials
happened.
Fusion is one of the greatest games of all time. I just want everyone to know that.
Oh,
Okay. Anyways, when is Trials Fusion available?
Trials Fusion was started August 16th.
So
went to
anyways, you
September
got 2
15th.
days. 2
So
days
you've
to
got
get
2
it.
days to pick that up if
you
you
know
haven't
that's
already.
a good game. You played a ton
I
of that.
said it was
okay.
I didn't- It was an awesome game. It was fantastic.
Hydro Thunder is in the
You're just stressing Kuipers out now.
Kuipers. I thought you knew where I was going after that one.
Go backwards one, Kuipers.
Come on, Kuipers.
Hydro Thunder.
Hydro Thunder Hurricane. That's an arcade.
Which this is free. Download it. It's amazing. It's like the best game ever.
I
Not
love
really,
the
but
original
it's-
Hydro Thunder.
It's so much
so
fun.
fun.
It is a really fun
So
game
you've
to
got
play.
2 days to download this one because that is available
Depending
to
on
the
when you're
15th.
listening.
Depending on when you're listening, yeah. Oxenfree for Xbox One is the 16th through October 15th. So that'll be available on Saturday if you're listening to this now. And then Battlefield 3, which is an Xbox 360, that'll be September 16th through September 30th.
And Trevor didn't put a slide in there for
Trevor
that
didn't
one.
put a slide
I
for
didn't
that
put
one.
for all of them.
Oh, well, we didn't. I don't
You
know
put
we
it for-
communicated that well enough. You might
You
have
put it
mentioned
for 4 of the
Sorry.
Xbox and 2 of the PlayStation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyways, there's your free games of the month. So enjoy. Go snag those while you
Snag
can.
'em.
And you know, if you
Get
don't want
'em.
to download them, you can just like get them and just keep them in the
Claim 'em.
cloud, and you
Yeah.
can download them later. Just
Yeah.
confirm that you
Just
That you want
purchase them.
and that was
and
air
then you're
quotes
good.
I just put up there.
Yeah.
But yes. Alrighty. Let's close this show up with some mail.
Check unheard messages.
Emails, voicemails, or DMs. We want to hear from you.
Mailbox number, please.
It's mail time.
First message.
All right, you can email us at theloop@minuteinaTub.com, and we will read your emails on air. And you can also send us a voicemail by using your
Send
phone.
us a voicemail.
or leave
Yeah.
us a voicemail, I guess. You call
Yeah.
our number. That's
Call the number.
475 Tub Call.
Can they
And
text us? No.
No.
They can't. No.
You can. I mean, you actually could, but we might not read it. But you
Yeah.
could text us if you want. 475 Tub Call is the number. That's TUBCALL, and I don't know the numbers.
And here's the
but there's
difference.
numbers.
Like, why would you text when you could
call and leave
potentially
them
have your
voicemail.
voice
Yeah, on
heard
air. Like
on-
you'll
on the
become
loop?
internet famous.
Yeah.
Potentially.
So, yep, a text or call us. Did we get any, Kyle? Did we get any voicemails or emails?
No.
Or no? Oh, okay.
No
well, it's the
voicemails.
first week, so maybe soon.
Yeah.
So-
So give us a call
Give us a call. That's, again, 475 Tub Call.
if you've got something you want to talk about on the Tubcast. You can still get those in.
Yeah, you can call that
'Cause
number,
that's-
too.
yeah,
but if you want
it's-
to email the Tubcast, that's
Yeah.
tubcast@minuteinaTub.com.
Right.
Where this is the loop at minuteinaTub.com. It's completely different.
Good
Right.
clarification.
I mean, look at our background.
They're-
It's
it's
totally different.
Totally
Loop.
different
It's totally
studios
different.
and everything.
It's different.
Yeah, we're in
we-
a different room.
We had to build this room separate.
Have to carry this big wood plank board
I built
thing.
2 of them. What are you talking about,
There's
Kyle?
No, we have to carry it everywhere.
Yeah,
Come on.
that's-
We
that's-
know that we
We even
carry
brought
it
it to
everywhere.
Comic-Con.
That's true. We
Yeah.
did.
That's like the only downside of it is we have to carry this into different rooms.
Real quick, we want to be sure, as we do all the time at the end of our shows, that we thank our Patreon peeps.
Yes.
Kuipers, I'm sorry to do this to you, but the Patreon slide is up in the Tubcast thing. You'll see it. It's called Patreon peeps. Show that to everyone. These are the people that we support at the, they're the co-producers.
us.
Yes.
So they support us. So not we don't support them. I don't know what I'm talking about. These are the people that support us at the co-producer level. That's $10 or higher if you want to get your name in Shining Coral, Patreon Coral, that is. You can subscribe to us on Patreon. That's patreon.com/minuteinaTub. This is for the $10 level or higher. You get this. You get one shout out. We'll shout you out if you send that to us when you're at that level. There's a lot of different perks, and hopefully we'll be adding more with
Yeah.
the loop coming. There'll be some new stuff in there.
Yeah, I think
And,
we've got some stuff that we're going to try and update here and
Yeah,
and
so just be
continue
on
to
the
make our
lookout.
Patreon even better for you.
But you always get Lunchcasts. There's a lot of Lunchcasts out there.
Yep.
There's some. You can hear all of our planning meetings where we were planning this show. There's about 6 hours of content.
Some of our
I think
non,
it's 8.
Or maybe 8 hours
the-
of content.
a lot of our non-selected naming
Yeah.
thoughts. You know?
Yeah. So there's a lot of content that we offer out there for you. So
Oh.
you can get that, and it's good stuff. So please consider that if you don't
Yeah.
mind. Even $1. $1 would mean a lot to us. It just encourages us. And honestly, like Kyle said at the beginning of the show, we bought stuff with your money for this show. We don't spend it on pizza. We don't spend it on video games.
We did the one time, but that's because the person who
that
donated
wasn't
said it
Patreon
was for
money.
pizza.
That wasn't Patreon money.
Okay,
so
you're right.
just
That was a
stop.
donation.
So I'm just kidding. But you can't donate separately. Click the button. There's a button on Twitch that says
Yeah, you can do one-time donations.
It says
All you want.
it says give us money. Click that. Oh, did he really?
He
Yep,
did.
yep.
Oh, well, that's a fun way to end the
Do you
show.
have- do you have any
Pick a
music?
genre, and
Kyle?
you're gonna have to
What?
do it on here, maybe. Or
I
no,
was
I'll
gonna do
just
the music.
here.
Oh,
This is bad. This isn't. This isn't.
we're not ready for this.
This was
But
unplanned.
look at it. We're ready now. That wasn't hard.
Yeah, that was easy.
Pick a genre in the chat,
Just-
please.
Just clicked, beeped.
pick a genre in the chat. Now you can see where you're at, Kuipers. Look at that. You got a monitor now.
You can see yourself dance.
Isn't that nice?
Hey, not yet. Music.
Yeah,
We
you
gotta-
gotta have
we gotta-
music.
You got a genre yet?
No. Hip hop.
Hip hop. Okay, I'll do my best to find some hip hop for Kuipers to dance to. Let's see here. Genre.
I love that you
Genre.
purposely get down like a munchkin.
He has to get in
Yeah.
the shot.
I
Yeah.
love it.
Otherwise,
I
they
love
just
it.
get like his torso.
Well, what's wrong
Yeah.
with that?
Yeah, let's do this one tonight.
Kuipers dance.
It's the torso dance.
Okay, we don't have hip hop, so I'm gonna play.
Find the next best
funk.
thing.
How about funk?
Funk.
All right.
There's no hip hop.
No, I know that's weird. All right, here we go. Maybe. Maybe.
We're gonna make his knees hurt. Oh, get some turning in there.
They
need
can't
to
see your face,
that
Kuipers.
love.
You get down there.
Yeah. This is the Kuipers dance.
Every time. Every time. Oh, man. He's going to trip himself on that cord. Yeah, work it the other way so you don't fall over.
Oh yeah.
All right, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Yes.
This has been The Loop. We appreciate your donations, your time. If you want to tip us, send us $5. We'll give it to Kuipers. He deserves it. He's been working
Yeah.
hard. He's been stressing, figuring out all this stuff. He's doing a good job running the show, and we're excited for this. Let's come back tomorrow night at 9 p.m. for the Tubcast. We'll be here Wednesdays and Thursdays. You can count on The Loop and the Tubcast being here. And as always, The Loop will be keeping you
In the loop.
in the loop on all your gaming news. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for joining us on this maiden voyage. It was a fun time.
Bye.